What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Heartletics Podcast. And if you guys are watching this on YouTube right now, the Heartletics YouTube channel. Basically, long story short, there has been some rebranding. And the podcast has been updated from the Mind Fit Motivation Podcast to just the Heartletics Podcast. And also the YouTube channel from Coach Joe to just Heartletics. Because at the end of the day, I realize, and I have really, really big dreams for Heartletics. I see it being bigger than just online fitness coaching. I see it being a very big thing, hopefully fingers crossed, within the next year or two where, we're on that path because my vision has changed to I want to inspire millions, right? I want to literally change a million's lives. And so that means some different branding that you guys are going to see here in the near future with Heartletics. And so on top of that, that means obviously the podcast has been rebranded. The YouTube channel has been rebranded. And both platforms now, it's more of a different sense, a different tonality, a different style. A lot of my clients actually have been saying like, man, I don't know what happened, but there has been a shift in how you do things with like your check-ins, with the Facebook Live videos, with the YouTube videos, with the podcast. And I really like it. It's really been helping me, actually inspire me to get better results. And I figured, man, let's work smarter, not harder also. Let's just record these YouTube videos at the same time we're recording this podcast episode. Makes life a lot easier, right? Work smarter, not harder. That's what Coach Joe's here to teach you. But also, what I do want to talk about in this episode is a very important topic, right? That hopefully it wakes you up. Hopefully it kind of makes things a little bit easier for you to understand, because once again, my firm belief when it comes to coaching guys, when it comes to I don't want to just say helping people burn body fat, but really level up. Like I want to transform somebody's life. And that means, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually as well. And, I like to make things very easy for somebody because that creates habits. So what we're going to be talking about today is just a beautiful little analogy about what life is. And it's simply this, that life is a game and it's time for you to level up. Plain and simple. If you're somebody that is the age of 40 plus, right? You're over 40 years old and you've been struggling for 5, 10, 15, 20 years with your weight loss. You've been struggling taking medications. You've been struggling not having any energy. Guess what? It's time to wake up. And it's time to level up because this is nothing more, right? Life is nothing more than a game. And when you guys understand this, right? And I'm going to break things down very simple for you. Hopefully something just clicks, right? Hopefully something clicks for you and you say, wow, this is the inspired action that I needed to move forward, to take action and get the ball rolling and do something once and for all. Okay, so hear me out. I like playing video games. Right? Especially back when I was a kid. Right now, 3-year-old kid, right? Business that's on fire, right? Booming. I don't have time for all that. But long story short, I like video games. Okay? I like the games kind of like Skyrim, where you have a character and your job is to build them up, right? Now hear me out. Especially if you're somebody that doesn't like video games, trust me, right? Just hear me out, because this is going to make a lot of sense. So your job is to build up that character. Usually, you can't just play Skyrim. You go from where you are today as a novice, not having any skills and attributes, to go feeding the end boss. It doesn't work like that, right? You're going to lose every single time. Well, put it into perspective like that. If the boss, right, is your goals that you want to achieve, whether it's health and fitness related, whether it's career related, whether it's relationship, wealth related, whatever the case may be, don't expect, right, if you have beginner skill sets of a knowledge, of a beginner, right, of a novice, don't expect, right, you to have the knowledge to beat that boss at the end and for you to achieve your goals. You got to work your way up. You got to build your skill sets. So what are your skill sets, honestly? What are your skill sets? Are you feeding and trying to improve on the meter of the one that's constantly creating bad habits? Oh, I'm too lazy. Oh, I don't feel like it today. I got a headache. You know what? Something happened. I can't do it. And just constantly continue to tell yourself excuse after excuse after excuse. And maybe that's what you became really good at, right? Remember, we're just building up these characters in this video game called life. And so maybe you became really, really powerful at basically making excuses, at constantly putting things off to the side. Maybe you became really powerful in that sense. But maybe you want to be more powerful, right, in a different direction that's going to lead you to a better outcome, right? Where your video game, you're the hero. This is your journey, nobody else's. They're beginning to have these better skill sets to level up. So that way one day you can eventually go versus the boss and win. But it's not going to happen overnight. It's not. Like, you remember, here's the crazy thing, right? Before we get to that end goal, right? The millions of dollars that you want, the six-pack abs, right? The best health in the world, right? The best career. Before we can get to there, you got to verse lots of bosses. Lots of bosses before we can get to there. And guess what? Every time there's a boss, it's hard. You're probably not going to win the first time, but remember, it's a game. This is just a game. Which means that the next time, right, you build up on those skill sets to overcome that boss. And then eventually you can defeat him. And you gain the knowledge, right? And you leveled up to then go on and do the same thing until the next boss comes. And the next boss comes. And the next boss. Until you're at that last goal, right? That last boss. The goal that you want. But at the end of the day, that goal, right, it's just going to continue to become a goal, right? No one ever really is satisfied. Let's face the facts here. But whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, remember, you got to build up these skill sets. You got to lose a few times, and you got to understand that when life throws you curveballs, these are those bosses. When life throws you trials and tribulations, these are those bosses. How are you going to continue to move on and get to the next boss if you continue to quit on yourself? If you continue to give up? These are the bosses. They're supposed to be there. It's going to happen. You want to reach that outcome, but you're too afraid to either get past that first few bosses before we even get to that final boss. That's life. Now, here's the best part about this. As long as you don't give up, right? And obviously you got to be making sure you're trying different things. Albert Einstein said it best, the definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. I think we all can agree on that, right? So as long as you're trying different things to improve on and to defeat that boss, I'm pretty sure eventually, as long as you don't give up, you will get past that boss. And then you do the same thing until you hit the next boss. And then the same thing until you hit the next boss, until you get to your goals, until you get to your final boss. Now, the difference in all this is, do you want to continue doing that all on your own? Do you want to continue going through those trials and tribulations and time that you're wasting trying to figure it out all on your own on how to defeat these mini bosses before you even get to your final boss of reaching your goals? If that's you and you want to waste your time, awesome. Congratulations. You're probably not even watching this video or listening to this podcast right now. But I don't think that's the case. I think that you want to find a way to reach that final boss, but have the skill set to defeat it and master those goals once and for all and to sustain, right, the results that you're looking for. I think that's you. I'm pretty sure. Once again, you can do this all on your own. Try different things that you can learn on YouTube for free. Try different things that you can learn on Google for free. Or, right, instead of trial and error, figure out what might work and might not work. You can avoid all the clutter and get to your goals that you want to reach to. Defeat all those bosses, because guess what? That's what coaching is at Heartletics. We're giving you the skills to defeat that boss, and you're not going into the arena all by yourself. You're going in there with me. You're going in there with my other coaches. You're going in there with all the other Heartletics members. And we're tackling those bosses each and every time they come. So when life throws you curveballs, let's say you get sick. When life throws you curveballs, let's say you're traveling out of the blue. When life throws you curveballs, let's say you get injured. Whatever the case, you're having that support to defeat those bosses and get through those life adversities so that way you can continue to level up and eventually reach your goal. That's it. That's what coaching is. And when you get to your goal, it's not just you that beat the game and you're happy. We all are as coaches. We all are as Heartletics members. We're all happy. We're all in this together. And that's the support, that's the grind, that's community that you get from the Heartletics training app. Because this isn't just about fat loss results and, personalized meal plans and personalized workouts. This is about regaining who you are and giving you the skills to level up, giving you the skills to get past this. Remember, not just physically, but our program's here to help you mentally, emotionally, spiritually as well. And if you are looking for an opportunity for you to finally level up and get past these mini bosses so that way you can tackle that boss at the very end and reach your goals once and for all. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, click on the link down below. Set up a free discovery call with me. Let's just talk. If you guys are listening to this on the Heartletics Podcast, awesome. I appreciate you. Just want to say I'm grateful for you. I really hope that you also, share this podcast with somebody or maybe just on your Facebook or Instagram if you got any inspiration at all from this. I would greatly appreciate that because I'm trying to get this YouTube channel. I'm trying to get this podcast. I'm trying to get every time I make a post, it's giving the impression and to light that fire in somebody saying that, guess what? You can make a difference in your life and you can also transform somebody else's life by your own journey, by you being that inspiration to others. I got a message the other day about my buddy Mike. He's one of my clients. He literally started posting about him going on these walks on Facebook. His sister messaged him, sent him over a text, right? She inspired him. Excuse me. He inspired her. So when she saw his post about him going for a walk and just talking about it, being that inspiration, guess what? It made her go for that walk. That's the inspiration, right? That's the little trickle effect. That can happen. And I want to be able to be that difference in the world. I want to be able to help as many people as possible. I want to change 1 million lives. And I hope that sounds so selfish. I really hope it does. Because at the end of the day, that's my goals. I want to change 1 million lives. If there's 1 million people on this planet that I can change and help inspire them and help them level up and become the best version of themselves, sign me up. Because I firmly believe that's my mission here on earth. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. So once again, if you're watching this on YouTube, I highly recommend schedule, click on the link down below, schedule a discovery call with me. See if coaching's a good fit for you, right? That way you can take inspired action and see to help you get from point A to point B, defeat these mini bosses and tackle, right, that final boss, reach your goals once and for all. Schedule a call with me, right? Let's see if it's a good fit. That's it. That's what a discovery call is all about. And if you guys are listening to this on the podcast, just go ahead and visit heartletics.com. There's plenty of information in there. There's also a free fat loss guide if you want to be able to check that out. There's the links in there to set up a call with me, whatever you want to do, right? I just hope that at the end of the day, right, this message right here, whether it's, once again, somebody watching this on YouTube, somebody hearing this on the podcast, somebody is hearing this and taking action, whether it's with me as their coach and they're signing up looking for our services at Heartletics, or whether it's them just decide to do something different than what they've been doing. Because at the end of the day, if we don't make a change and if we're not doing anything different, we can't expect different results. And if we're not doing something now, it's only going to get harder down the road because we're continuing to feed the bad wolf. We're continuing to create these bad habits. So at the end of the day, I just want Heartletics to be that inspiration, whether it's with, hiring us as coaches or whether it's with you guys just downloading the free guide or just, deciding to do something different in your life, like going for a walk, going to the gym, having more protein, whatever the case may be, do it. Leave this world a better place than how you found it. Guys, I really hope you got a lot of value. Once again, if you did, please make sure to share this somewhere on Facebook, somewhere on Instagram, however you feel like either this video or this podcast could, maybe help inspire somebody else along the way. With that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. This has been the Heartletics YouTube channel and also the Heartletics Podcast. with obviously your host, Coach Joe. And I'll hope that you guys have a blessed day. Peace out, Girl Scout.